Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Spiritual Magpie. My name is Sophie Rose and in this video I will be giving you my number one tip on learning the tarot. Okay, so like I just said, in this video I'm going to be giving away my number one tip for learning tarot, and I'm also going to be going through a few ways on how you can start a daily practice. This is aimed at beginners new to tarot, but if you want to just recharge or reconnect with tarot, this could be for you as well. Okay, so what is my number one tip for if you're learning the tarot? My number one tip is trust your intuition. I wish I'd known this when I started, and when I first started reading tarot I had a book that came with it. I had the Gilded Tarot, and it came with a book with all the explanations of each card in quite a detailed explanation. When I first started tarot and I did my daily readings and stuff, I didn't even think about what I thought. I went straight to the book and read what they thought the card meant, and so that kind of put preconceptions in my mind about every single card meant. So for example, this one, Ten of Pentacles, I know in the book it's stating about being a hoarder, hoarding on to everything and not letting anything go. So now whenever I see this card I automatically think back to what that book said instead of my own intuition, whereas if I trust my intuition, I might think something differently. I might think that for example, there's a chest out in the middle of nowhere, I might think that you're being a bit careless or something. I might think that on the card, whereas that's not what the book was telling me. So I did do that I still do that now. I think don't rely so heavily on the books that come with it. If you're really stuck and you're like, I don't know what to do, look at it for a reference. But I think the very first time you come to looking at tarot cards, I would recommend that you don't look at the description in the book. Just go with what you think, because what's in the book is what the person who designed the cards and came up with the cards that thought about what they meant when they looked at them. That's why they design them that way, whereas you might think them differently. And all tarot cards are different. I might think that means such thing in the Gilded Tarot deck, but if I had the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, I might think it means something different. But because you've read it once in a book and it's the very first thing you've learned about that card, you kind of hold on to it for your whole tarot journey, which is what I've done. So I wish I'd trust my intuition first and then read the book after. So what I recommend doing to start off with, to trust your intuition, you don't have to do this all in one go. You can take time, because it does take time. I'd have all the cards. I'd probably have them all the right way around to start with. What I'd do is I'd probably go through each card and just look at them. You just spend a few, be quiet, quiet space, like that. And then just take a few moments to look at the card. And either out loud or in your head, or even write it down. Just say what you think it might mean. For example, Seven of Cups. Looking at it, I might say that it looks like it has all the elements in the cups and everything, so it's about balance and everything. I might think it means that, but then the book, I know it mentions something about choices, but that's not what I think when I see this card, so it's different. So I just do that with each of the cards. I'd just go through, contemplate on what I think they mean, make sure I go through the pack. You don't have to maybe not do all in one day. Maybe split them up into easier chunks so it's not so overwhelming. And if you want to, maybe mine are all random because of shuffling. If you want to, put them into order and just work your way through the major arcana, then the minor arcana, then within suits all the way through to make it a bit easier, because they do tend to flow into each other in order, in sort of a flow in the story. So it might be easier to do like that. Put them in order. And then just go one by one and consider what you think they mean. Okay, so that's what I recommend doing in order for you to trust your intuition when doing tarot cards. Just that little practice, doing that when you get them, or if you feel like you've lost touch with the cards and you're not understanding what they mean so much, do that. Okay, so that's my number one tip for learning tarot. Trust your intuition and don't rely on the book so much. I do regret that, because even now I think when I first pull a card over, I think back to what's in the book and I wish I just trust my intuition more. Okay, so how I think you should start a daily practice, how to start a daily practice. What I did when I first started, I did tarot reading every single day. I didn't do one of these complicated spreads or anything, I didn't do any card pulls any more than 5, just purely until I got into it and understood the cards and how they can connect with each other and interlink with each other. Then I moved up toward the more difficult spreads. So what I'd recommend is either doing a 1 card reading per day, and or a 3 card pull. So you could do a 1 card pull for the daily read, for a daily reading for yourself, and then a 3 card pull every now and then, which could be past, present, future influences on what's happening at the moment. Or if you want to do it as a daily reading, you could have 1 is the situation, 2nd card is advice, and 3rd card is the outcome. So I would recommend when you're first starting out to do either 1 or 3 card spreads. Make up to 5, no more than 5, I wouldn't say, because then it gets a bit too much to think about how they all connect with each other into the story of what's going to happen with the reading and with the next few days. So yeah, when you're doing it, I'm just going to do an example. I'm just going to get 5 cards off the top of the card. Okay, so I've got my 5 cards. What I normally do, and what I still do now, is I have a tarot journal. I've had quite a few. I didn't even realise at the time I was doing it. I thought, I'm just filling a notebook so I can remember what I did, but it is actually a tarot journal what I started. And I think it is a good idea. I normally put the date down. So today I'd put 27th, forgotten what day I'm on, 27th of June 2018. Then I'd put what kind of spread I'm doing. And then I'd normally put, say I've pulled 5 now, I'd put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, a list on the side. And then I put which card I've pulled. And then I put keywords next to them, what I think they mean. If I was doing number 1, 7 of Cups, I put keywords harmony, everything, harmony, balance. I'd put that next to it, and then I'd go through all the cards like that. Then underneath, I normally put a little sentence, interlinking them all together, what they mean with each other. So that is that harmony and balance, chariot, order, and being on top of things. So I'd put a little sentence together about how they intermingle with each other in my tarot journal. Tarot journal is also a very good tip. I would recommend starting a tarot journal to see what's going on, and then you can also look back on it and see, is there any key cards that keep coming out for me. For a while I kept pulling out the 5 of Cups. It kept coming out every single day, a couple of weeks ago, whereas if it wasn't very good with my memory, I probably wouldn't have remembered that, but it's because it was quite consecutive. But it's a good idea to see if there's any cards coming up, any messages that keep coming out at me, that lessons that I really need to learn. So that's a good thing. So daily practice, pull 1, 3 or 5 cards a day. Trust your intuition when reading them. Don't even look at the book. Just look at the cards and think what you think. If you are really struggling, you don't know at all what they mean, then feel free by all means to look at the book. I do. And then write down all the cards you pulled in a tarot journal, and then underneath a little sentence about what it means. That's a good daily practice for you to have. That's how I started. And it gets you to connect with the cards more. It allows you to start learning. And it's quite an easy base to start learning how they all interconnect with each other and how they can be different depending on when you pull them. Because that's another thing in the book. It doesn't tell, most books don't tell you how it changes depending on what position in a spread it pulls. It could mean something different to whether it's in the past, present or future position, or if you're doing the Celtic cross, it could change whether you're in the outcome position to past influences to the environment position. It can all change, and the book doesn't tell you all the different outcomes, so it's up to you to use your intuition. What does this card mean, and what could it potentially mean in this particular position in the tarot spread? So really do trust your intuition. Start a daily practice with a tarot journal, and you'll be really set to be a really successful tarot reader. Okay, so that was my video for today. Hope you enjoyed it, hope it resonated. Hope you enjoyed my number 1 tip. If you found it helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Leave this video, leave a comment down below if you found it helpful. And also I told you my quick daily practice on how I started. Hope you found that helpful and going forward. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again next week for another tarot tutorial. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.